gathered together from the cosmic reaches of the universe, here in this great hall of justice, are the most powerful forces of good ever assembled. Dedicated to truth, justice, and peace for all mankind.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to the big story today. Defenders. Does Netflix have the right mojo to make this show a hit? All I gotta say is, hell yeah! Petey and Cal, once again, they're with me. You know, they're gonna give their opinions. Cal, we're gonna start with you.
I like the trailer. I like the music. I'm looking forward to seeing it. Of course, the one dynamic above all that I'm very much interested in is seeing what's going to happen when Luke Cage, Power Man, meets the Iron Fist, the living weapon. So from what I've seen, they look like they're going to go with the humor out, which is good. Power Man and Iron Fist was good for humor, but if they can really pull that off, I'll be pretty happy. I'm still trying to see what's going to happen because I can't remember anything that happened in the comic where Iron Fist actually hit Power Man with the Iron Fist.
I never remember.
I never read that. No, because I never.
Oh.
That's probably like those issues were too early on. I never got to read any of that, but I'm getting a taste of it right now on the Netflix series. So I thought that scene was good. I hope they don't try to make Iron Fist into the comedy relief. That's something that I thought they might be moving towards, where he's, if he keeps repeating, "I'm the immortal Iron Fist," and everyone keeps giving him crap for it, then they're just going to marginalize him at the end of the day, and that won't be good. And that won't be good overall. But as of right now, I'm looking forward to it. Really looking forward to it.
But he's gonna have to be there. He's the pecking order. He's probably number 4 on that whole pecking order.
No, this is supposed to be a team. This is a this is a team of equals for the most part. Everybody, because if that's the case, then the person who should be lowest on the rung is Daredevil. Like at the end of the day, he doesn't have the offensive capability of Iron Fist.
We're not talking about in terms of power. We're talking about in terms of personality, charisma, and who's leading the show. Daredevil is going to be the leader clearly.
If that's going to be a choice, like they made in Lord of the Rings when they decided Gimli was going to be the comedy relief, and in the books he was never the comedy relief.
Right, so I'm just saying it's very possible. So, Petey, what do you think?
You
liked it too, huh? I like that.
No. Let me finish what I have to say about
bad.
this. I enjoyed the trailer. The only problem is you see Daredevil. Well, a couple problems. You open up the thing, you see the outfit, but then when you see him fighting, he just puts a head wrap on.
Which belongs to who?
He just comes with a Badu head wrap over his eye.
Who is everybody considers should have that Badu head?
Who?
Iron Fist.
Iron Fist.
Look,
so it kind of messes
he should
you
have
up.
he should have a mask, not just a. He has that's a mask.
Right,
Iron
but I'm
Fist has a
saying
mask.
it's closer to what.
Okay, forget that. Forget that. What brought me in was seeing Elektra. This Elektra, I really like this Elektra. So that's the one thing I liked. And then I liked having what's her name. But then the one thing I want to see is when we see Iron Fist and Misty Knight get together.
Not happening.
Why not?
That is not happening.
Why wouldn't it happen?
Nope.
Because she's
not.
They cast the wrong woman for Iron. They cast the wrong woman for Misty Knight. It should have been Tika Sumpter.
No,
that's number one. Number two, her character is just too damaged from the Luke Cage series to be of any value to him at this point. And he's over here canoodling with Colleen Wing.
Yeah,
it's not going to happen.
It's bad. Why? Bad. The whole thing. Same with
What I do hope is they do not light her like they did in the Luke Cage series. The actress who's playing Misty Knight. It's like every scene they had looked like they just woke her up or something of that nature. So no, we're gonna do this one natural. Don't get any sleep tonight. No makeup. Roll them. She was. I mean,
I can't agree with that. That's
all I'm just saying is that it's kind of discombobulating me because I read some of the comics and I see what we're seeing here where like you were saying Misty Knight and Iron Fist, and then we also have the same thing with Colleen Wing. Like, what the hell is going to happen? Then we have Jessica Jones now, the current love.
Well, they had the reason.
And I'm like, what the hell are they going to do if we're doing this whole thing? You don't know what you're going to do. You know what I'm trying to say? Is he going to be with Misty Knight? But
if you look at the comics, that they had a decent reason why they were fighting. Like they're, what's the name? Power Man had this back history of possibly being a criminal, and Misty. They actually he said on the thing where he attacks Colleen. And then Misty's there, and he sort of takes out them two, and Iron Fist sees this, and that's where Iron Fist first uses, it's a classic burn scene where he punches Power Man, and then Iron Fist has to decide, does he try to kill Power Man, or does he trust that Power Man doesn't kill him, that he's a good guy, and that's where he trusts him and he doesn't go all out, and then they somehow work together to solve Power Man's problems. But I think we already have this. We have this Misty Knight here, even though BET is sort of doing the real
Yes, they
Misty
are.
Knight with their what's her name, Gabrielle Knight.
Yeah.
They got away with everything.
What's the name of the show? It's like the
Oh yeah, until like
it's Misty Knight. It's like
it's totally
100%
Misty Knight.
You're like,
She's
what
totally
the
an
hell?
action character. She's fighting men. She's like 5 foot tall, and she's like hammering everybody
Afro
out.
and all.
Yeah, so it's like I would wish they would have done more of this instead of the Jessica Jones. But Jessica Jones is a hot character. She's a fun character. I like Christine Ritter. So it should be good. Just get them in the costumes. They need some freaking costumes. I'm
what
tired of
about-
walking around with no costumes,
I'm okay with that.
hanging around looking like nobodies.
Jessica
what?
Jones, yes. Luke Cage, yes. Iron Fist, put him in the damn suit. Come
I
on.
want just give them all costumes.
So what about the bad guys? The
What
hand?
bad guys? The
The
hand?
It's
They're
the hand
not.
again. And we have
What are they? Karigi? Is they gonna have Karigi in there?
no, what's her name is? I assume she's part of the hand. Damn, what's the name of the actress?
What do you mean? Elektra's gonna be their villain?
No,
Actress,
he's-
is
no,
the
he's
Kingpin.
the one who's like the kingpin figure, the overall. What's the name of that?
Sigourney Weaver.
Sigourney Weaver.
Oh yeah,
I'm
but
thinking
she's not gonna
Aliens.
fight anybody.
No, but she is the overall like
I like, but she's like,
Sigourney Weaver.
she's gonna be fighting nobody.
She's like the puppet master. She's
Yeah.
the guy, that's the whole the pagoda thing. You got to fight your way up to get to the boss. And then when she gets up to the boss, she'll probably have some weapon there, like, I'm going to blow the whole place up and escape in a helicopter. That sort of thing.
I'm just a little weirded out with the whole hand thing. I mean, what are the hand? We
They're
got introduction-
ninjas.
Yeah.
We,
If you read
Well,
comic books, you would know this.
We did see. I did read it. But I'm saying the problem though is that when we see them in Daredevil, they're like all ninjas, right? They're all like Asian ninjas, and then
What's wrong with that?
then they come on into Iron Fist, and then they're like a mixed crew. You know what I'm trying to say?
No, the hand, if you read, in the comics, they show the hand, anybody can be hand. Okay, the hands, they recruit worldwide. That's straight from the comic. That would be one. The problem is that the hand have a very mystical aspect to them. They're not just these basic fighters. There's a lot of, there was a large amount of mysticism that they just decided we're not going to go with. If you do that, they become a more formidable enemy and entity as well. I think in the last time Daredevil had to face off with them, they literally took over almost all of Hell's Kitchen to the point that he had to take the whole thing over, and then he was slowly himself becoming the demon that the hand worships, and all of that stuff has been taken out for the most part. But those are the comic book aspects that they always run away from. I don't know if they run away from it, one, because they can't handle the story. These are not comic book readers. Their minds are not 100% open to a lot of the stuff, even though they like, oh yeah, we can use this, but the other stuff that's more fantastical, oh no, we can't get people to believe that, even though you've got millions of people who already believe it because they've read the comic book stories. So the hand can be very, very formidable, but if they just leave them as this, where they're like Agent Smith in the Matrix, where they just keep coming. They're just like a whole bunch of ninja who just keep coming. They become, pretty bland, impotent at the end of the day. So you got to do some of the comic stuff with it. And part of the comic stuff is putting Iron Fist in the outfit. And stop having him walk around over here in skinny jeans with no shirt on and get on a better damn tattoo.
skinny jeans. They're
Think
more
about
like
that.
capri.
He just needs to be
they're
more
capri
disciplined.
pants
That's what
with,
he needs to be. He has to be more
No, if that's the original suit, I would accept it because I don't have any problem. He's coming from Kunlun.
What he has now is more capri. Like if he had the skin tight, I mean, put him in a costume. You don't have to do the exact same costume.
It doesn't matter
Put him
whether he's in a costume or not.
Yes, it
Iron
does.
Fist, Iron Fist needs
Oh,
to be
God.
more disciplined than he is now. I just do not really believe that this is the Iron Fist that we had before. How do you get to that level of mastery and you're so...
I don't think that's going to happen. I mean, because I think they filmed Iron Fist, and then right after Iron Fist, they went straight to the Defenders. So I don't.
But his
expect-
level of Kung Fu should have gotten much better, right?
No,
As
impossible.
far what time did they have to do that?
He did
they're
3
making the
months of it, and
movies.
they're doing it, well-
They're making the movies. I mean, making the TV shows as they're moving on. When did they find time to correct the problem we had in the first one?
I mean,
why can't we
Superstar's
buy
not here
it?
doing the show with us, but he's been taking martial arts, okay? And literally, they spent the month just doing horse dances, okay? Just doing horse dances to build up his leg strength. So this guy over here is supposed to be doing a lot more sophisticated movement than that, and they've had no time. They've had no time.
I just figured they're probably working.
Look how fast these came out. Iron Fist, and then we're going to see what? Defenders. You see how
No
fast they
time.
moved on that.
No time.
I don't know. I've been watching that thing on AMC. What's it called? Blood...
Into the Badlands?
Into the Badlands, and it's like, wow, what happened? Even Arrow, you're like, wow, what happened?
What do you mean? You don't like the stuff that's in
I'm
there?
just saying the level
That
of,
compared
of
to
martial
Iron
arts level is just.
The level of martial arts is fine because they've had the time to actually. I mean, look, when you look at the first season of Arrow, he had at least 3 months of training before he was even being filmed. That's how he was able to do all that. Able to do all that bar climbing. Yeah, he was able to do. They trained him for that. He had the time to do it to make certain everything was going to look right. 3 months is not 3 weeks. It's just not the same.
Or they're not even concentrating. They're like, this is like movie magic. We're just doing movie magic. We'll talk about some things, but we don't really need to deal with that. And then, the people that are real good deal people are like, I want to see more.
The stuff we should do with Iron Fist. Go ahead.
No, what you were just saying. I said last time you said that that this was one of the highest rated or highest viewed Netflix series on air.
Which one? Iron Fist?
Iron Fist.
Iron Fist did well, yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. Probably it's just me.
The criticism wasn't going to stop anybody from watching it. I don't know what people thought of it after they watched it, but I mean, they could look back at the early Kung Fu series with David Carradine, and there was a lot of stuff that they got away with where he was able to pinch somebody's nerve and knock them out, or he was able to come over here and just tap somebody and they would go flying. There's a lot of stuff that you can do in terms of that if you want to do the movie magic and get away with it and cheat. The problem is a lot of people want to see the high level choreography for the fighting. Okay, that's like the real proof. And if you don't have the time for it, it's just not going to happen. So
how do you sell it?
Defenders, it's a team. It's
about them hanging out and arguing, and then they fight some villains. They're doing a Marvel. They're bantering and flipping out.
It's Hill Street Blues. This is the buddy cops right over here. Yeah. They don't really want to hang out together. Okay, the only two of them who should want to hang out together should be Luke Cage, Danny Rand. Those are the only two guys who should, at the end of the day, want to hang out.
Jessica Jones, clearly, with Luke Cage, Jessica Jones.
No, they got rid of that.
He's with the night nurse.
He's with Claire.
Well, that's what I'm trying to say. He has all these different things going on. And what do you think about the night nurse? You think, she's starting to be really integral to this series, basically.
In Iron Fist, she was a Bloody Mary Sue. Okay, if they're gonna let her do what she was doing before.
I liked her. She was really good.
Come on,
Rosario Dawson.
She took
2 weeks of Netflix.
She took 2 weeks of self-defense classes. Now she's putting on Shuko and fighting ninja. Come on.
It's a movie. It's a TV show.
And it's a TV show. And in TV shows, we have stock characters, and one of them is called the Mary Sue, and that's who she was.
No, she's not Mary Sue.
She didn't go.
I liked her in Daredevil.
If she would have flipped Iron Fist on the floor and I've been learning.
I thought she filled the role. I thought she filled the role that she was supposed to do all the way through. And the only place where they dropped the ball was in the last one, where I was like, she's involved in too much. She's doing stuff that she doesn't have the training to do.
We like her.
But she's the essence. She's who brings them together.
What kind of argument is that?
It's what it happens.
That does not make her Mary Sue.
I think there's so many Mary Sues that we can't.
Mary Sue.
We can't.
Didn't we have this discussion?
Yeah.
It's not a problem of it being a Mary Sue or a stock character. You can be the black best friend like Diggle on Arrow, but if it's done well, we don't care that you're a stock character. It wasn't done well with the last show. It wasn't done well.
I disagree with that.
You disagree that Diggle's the black best friend?
No, I thought we were talking about the.
I'm saying you knowing martial arts is different than the ordinary people that like saying they're not going to catch it. That's for you going to be like a big red flag. Everyone else is like, what? She's been doing all this stuff all along. Like, that's a step above. And everyone else is like, what? We don't.
What was the role the role that she played before? Somebody was in trouble. Okay, they needed some patchwork, and she was slowly but surely seeing, that she had some sort of calling in helping these guys out. Now when she's fighting on the front lines with them, they're like, okay, if you're on the front lines too, you get injured, who's going to help out the team?
No, and
the whole idea was like, okay, I'm supposed to be support.
And she can do a little more support in fighting.
But she's fighting for her. I see your point.
I get it. It was the yoga pants, right? It was the yoga pants. I understand.
She was fighting for her life, so I think that's a little different. You're right. I think
fight for your life. Run away. Run away.
No, that's not. You can't have a character run away. All right, listen.
She put on Shuko and was fighting. Oh, like
that's right, baby.
Gentlemen,
right.
We gotta get ready to wrap it up, guys. Long one. Are we gonna watch this series? Are we interested in watching this series?
No, interested. We're gonna watch it. Come on.
Yeah, we're in certain things we've been more open to than others. Wonder Woman, and are we going to enjoy this thing?
Hopefully.
As long as he can do his martial arts, I'm down with it.
The other thing
you're not gonna enjoy it.
Other thing that I noticed is that the whole Frank Miller part of making Daredevil a ninja doesn't always work when you look at Iron Fist and you're saying, well, are they both ninjas? And you're like, wait a second, Daredevil is more into boxing, and any sort of ninja stuff would come from the radar sense. So he's like a boxer, And you lost something when you say he's a ninja, where the radar sense could give a ninja sort of feel because it's giving him a worldly.
He's got the training. He's not so much. He's got training. He's not so much ninja per se. And Iron Fist isn't a ninja. Because Kunlun is supposed to be this
he's not a
otherworldly place where they get dabbed in.
But it's to the martial arts sort of thing. That's what I mean.
But it's like
Not
But the whole,
just
isn't
the-
the, I don't know how they
karate,
did it,
kung
where
fu,
the Kunlun brought these martial arts to the place, or however it may be. But Kunlun isn't a bunch of ninjas. It's like difference between you can have a ninja and a
not-
samurai, where and it's a totally
just
distinct
sort of
classes.
martial. Just sort of. Oh yeah, you're right. I'm just saying it feels a little close having two sort of martial artists when you had Daredevil as a boxer and you had the radar sense, which gave him a different sort of he could compensate fighting someone like, I think they did it in Contest of Champions where the style is boxing, but then he could see. He could see the swing, the swings or whatever. He could match up differently because he had the radar sense, so it added something. So it gave him a difference. That was
But
like,
they had him doing. They had him
I've
doing.
not heard about that in
No,
such
you
a
don't
long
remember that?
time.
They had him doing karate.
my
They had him doing
gosh.
karate and stuff like that, even leading up to it. So that was part of
what
it.
book? What book is that? What book
And the
is-
Daredevil books, right? This is before
But-
Miller took. This is before Miller took over.
Besides
Everybody
the
was-
issue where he beats up the Avengers, you remember
Besides that one?
That one, I mean, they're pushing their luck.
No, they
whereas-
would have him do. No, they would have him do. They would have him do stuff like that. Miller went full tilt. Miller went full tilt with it because that was what was timely and that was what was trending at the time, and it stuck with Daredevil. It stuck with Daredevil because it worked at the end of the day. I don't see a problem with the two of them, but the whole idea is that Iron Fist was supposed. Where Daredevil, what was the whole big draw? It was the senses, okay, and how he was able to use them because originally he was just supposed to be like another Spider-Man character and similar fighter to Spider-Man. He was going to bounce off of here and do acrobatics, and that's how he was going to win. The boxing stuff was really because his father was a boxer, and thankfully they held on to that, throughout the history of the character. The big difference between the two of them is that where Daredevil's had some of the training, okay, he was never fully brought on board because he was too independent for him to be a part of the chase with Stick. Iron Fist, full training, was trained from a boy, the whole thing. So this is a guy not
lacks
just in terms of the
discipline.
fighting, but just like for him, martial arts is more of that way of life that a true martial artist is supposed to espouse. Whereas Daredevil's the guy's like, okay, that's not it, where Daredevil, practices martial arts. That's not a way of life for him, and that's two distinct things I always got from the character. We're not going to see that on the show.
Well, we know.
No, we're not.
Well, anyway.
But we're gonna watch it anyways. All right. So hey,
uh,
go check it out. Support Marvel, Netflix, Rosario Dawson, Spinner Rack out.